Hello everyone. I thought I would pause in this oasis of tranquility here in San Jose, Rose Garden, to reflect on where we go from here. How do we move forward? And we're moving forward in the face of a fascist onslaught in the U.S. That has its origins in the former Confederate states, the so-called red states. They are passing odious fascist legislation. They are adopting one another's measures, and they're preparing to argue on the floor of Congress and Supreme Court both of the U.S. that this should be the law of the land. So what do we do as Californians to counter that? Well, our anti-fascist credentials are well known, and it just so happens that there is something we can do, given the fact that at the present time the California Constitution references that of the United States. We can replace the references to the U.S. Constitution to references to this, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, a concrete achievement of the victory of the Second World War. It was written by the victorious Allies past, and is now published in the languages of all of the UN member states and a number of other communities besides, very widely well known. So what's in here? Well, it's broadly divided into two parts, which became separate international covenants. The first part of it, of civil and political rights, is basically derived from, but not limited to, those listed in the U.S. Bill of Rights. It has freedom of speech, as long as that's not used for purposes contrary to those of the UN. In other words, to overthrow it. So right off the bat, it is anti-fascist. It has freedom of thought, freedom of expression, freedom of association, the right of everyone to have a citizenship and to participate in the government of the communities and countries of which they are citizens, and so on. Beginning in Article 20, I believe, however, it breaks new ground. Well, Article 20 is freedom of association. Don't worry, I got it right here. But no, there's a second part. Something that Franklin Roosevelt was insisting was needed, and Eleanor Roosevelt pushed through to be in here. It begins on Article 22, that everyone as a member of society has the right to Social Security and is entitled to realization through national effort and international cooperation, the economic, social, and cultural rights indispensable for dignity and free development of the personality. This was right after the Great Depression, okay, which was the poison soil in which fascism flourished. And so they enumerated, right? Right to work, free choice of employment, just and favorable conditions of work, equal pay for equal work, just and favorable remuneration, joint trade unions, rest and leisure, standard of living adequate, motherhood and childhood, enjoy special protection, right to education. You don't find these in the U.S. Constitution. The U.S. has never passed these, okay? Ever. This is our chance for California to really stand out as firmly opposed to fascism by replacing our references to the U.S. Constitution to those to this Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It's a simple, and as an engineer would say, elegant solution to the problem of how we move forward. It is a ballot proposition that I feel will stand out, particularly if the California National Party are proposing it as amendments to the California Constitution. Once we do that, our place will be assured. We, as a plurinational republic, already are allergic to fascism. We have that going for us. This will show that we are not just allergic to it, but firmly opposed to it. Coming to you from the San Jose Rose Garden, flying the one flag that fascists are scared to death of. Viva Gran California Libre.